I will edge that.
Okie dokie. And I have to remember how much you're resisting at this point. I think you're resisting 9.
Yeah, she will be going unconscious from this.
Okay, so the whole team is down.
She's going to be, with the last 6 hours, sealing up the room as much as physically possible.
Okay, so...
Actually, she will stim patch herself.
Right here. Is that going to keep you up?
Yeah, will definitely keep. That will clear me.
How long
does it take to crash from stim patches? I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know off the top of my head
I believe it's rating of the patch.
That many hours?
So I'm not positive on that.
The patch removes the number of boxes stun damage equal to its rating. The effect lasts for rating times 10 minutes. After that period of time,
Never mind.
Patient takes rating +1 unresisted stun damage.
All right. So she's going to use one of her patches and just use the last of her strength to transmit all final messages, tell them that she's going unconscious, needs immediate assistance. Rest of the team's probably down, and is going to seal up the door as much as possible, make sure they have the ability to locate her, get as comfortable as she can before she's going to fall unconscious.
Okay. So that stim patch hits you real hard. What was the rating?
I believe that's a rating 8 or something.
I think it's. I can't remember if there's a max rating on that. I think max rating is 6, so I'm going to assume it's a rating 6, and it's going to hit you with 7 unresisted stun damage.
Yeah, so that will put her at 10, so she's unconscious.
That is the entire team down. You are all in the middle of nowhere in the Arctic. Some of you are, well, 3 out of 4 of you are in the clutches. Well, not directly the clutches. Smog is in the clutches of the Shadim. Mac and Warden are just passed out somewhere in the wasteland, becoming icicles. Fury, would you like to burn Edge?
If it will allow me to survive, yes.
I have no idea if this is going to allow you to survive. I have no idea what happens when you are all in this situation, and nobody is here to rescue you.
I will absolutely burn Edge.
So the issue is that the first thing any Shadim that finds you is going to do is that they are going to take your body back to an ice cave, kill you, and inhabit your body.
Are they able to get through all the defenses I've made up?
In 30 hours, yeah.
Aren't they all unarmed?
So they have various tools on them, and they are sapient. They're not just dumb animals.
Yeah, if I was able to think through, what I actually would have done is made burned Edge to make a last-minute dash over to the tech room, where it would be warm. Would you allow me to do
that? To burn an Edge to run to the tech room?
To run and seal the tech room where it's warm and get down.
Well, there's the issue, is that it isn't warm there anymore.
Oh, it isn't?
No, they took out the heat.
Okay. Yeah, I will burn as much Edge as needed to survive.
Well, as I say, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to need to speak with some leadership and some people who can pretty much determine for me what should happen from here, because I don't feel comfortable. Like, my instinct is just to say, like, no matter how much Edge you burn, if you're in a position where there is no one to rescue you in the Arctic, similar to how if you're in space or underwater, as I heard mentioned earlier, there's only so much that can happen. But I would prefer to leave that decision for after some advice comes.
As TD, prognosis not good. I suggest you roll a new character. I definitely have. I don't think we'll be making that out of this. Not unless some sort of miracle happens.
Right, and your backup is a science facility. Like you told them that it was spirits, so they can maybe get in touch with some military people, but they weren't able to know it was Shadim.
Yeah.
And they don't know where the ice cave is.
Can I propose this? I will absolutely burn 2 or 3 edge to survive.
The problem is
I
the amount
don't-
of edge to burn doesn't gonna help. Like I still have another edge to burn. Warden has like 4 edge to burn.
It could be like this. You burn a point of edge, you make it. You come back to consciousness, the power comes back on, and the heat comes back. It's perfect. And you get outside, and the Shadim are still there, and they've killed the rescue team, and you freeze to death, and you spend another point of edge, and a mana storm comes in and saves your life. You're now aspected to the cold, right? You can survive, and then the Shadim kill you again.
I will do anything to keep this character alive.
Well, it's not looking good. But like I say, I will talk with people about this, and I'm not sure exactly who I should be talking to. Ghost, do you have any suggestions?
It'll likely be TD. Me and Patty, of course, will love to sit out because we're biased, of course.
Okay.
So,
of course,
you'll speak to probably YMP, Rob, Oz.
Yeah.
You'll probably get the same answer, but it's worth a try.
So my instinct is everyone on this run is dead, irreparably, irrecoverably dead, because you guys there was like one thing you needed to do, well, 2 things. You needed to stay together, and you needed to keep the power going. And one guy got possessed and ran off into the wasteland, another chased him, you were 2 people down. A third guy ran out into the wasteland, and then there's 1 person on the base versus a large portion of Shadim. So, yeah.
Fury will attempt to fight them if Burning Edge will allow her to do that.
Yeah, how many can you fight is the question. Because you've got a
how many are there?
So you've got a Master Shadim on site.
I will attempt to do it.
What we're going to do is Will's going to write the AAR. He'll talk about it, and we'll get back to all players on what happens.
Yeah.
We're all willing to burn edge to live. That's obvious. We'll talk and see what happens. If it's possible in any way, we'll let you know.
Yes, I would say for now, assume the characters are all dead. And if some decision comes to it where your characters are alive, then it can just be translated as everyone thought you were dead and you came back. But for now, I'm going to say my decision is everyone's dead, but I'll talk to people. So with that, I believe there is some precedent for giving people GMP towards their next character if they die on a run.
Okay. You can talk with TD about that too, because we're not allowed. But it was a TPK and it was a masterpiece of a run. I quite like it. I'm really impressed. This was oof, just I feel it's my fault. I projected too much. I really counted on the detect magic. I'm sorry, the detect. Yeah, it was the detect magic extended. Nothing was here, so I figured I'd be safe.
Yeah. So when you used that, they were 30 minutes out. They were nowhere near you at that time, and they were like, "Oh shit, a helicopter! Let's start running towards it."
Yep.
By the time you guys got into the basement, they just started arriving, blew up the helicopter. Then you started astrally projecting, and it's all over. So, all you needed to do was not go up top while astrally projecting. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that was the beginning, and then series of decisions escalated it from there.
I'm confused about the not go up top. Wait, how did the spirit possess him?
So Shadim are capable of possessing abandoned vessels.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was wondering what you mean about not going up top.
Yeah. So it's a tricky situation, but
what page are Shadim on?
They are in Street Grimoire. They are on page 93 off the top of my head. Let me check.
Because they are nasty.
Oh yeah. They are on page 93. Yeah, I know that off the top of my head because I've been looking at it long enough. Yeah, I wanted to run this as part of the Halloween meta, but I didn't have the time. I wanted to run one cheesy run and one hardcore run. I feel I couldn't have marked this as any more high threat than I put it down as. There were like 4 different warnings. Bad things can happen. Please
Bad
only sign up
things.
if you're prepared for consequences.
Mhm.
So,
And here they are.
yeah.
Did you
So
roll
there was
for the possession roll? I assume you GM rolled it.
to possess your
Living vessel.
whatchamacallit body. Possession.
I was not
have
dead,
possession, so.
but I was
Yeah.
open for possession.
Yeah.
So possession is force times 2.
Yes.
So yeah, it was.
I'm
It
assuming
was
it's plenty enough to do it. I was just curious if you did.
Yeah, you were dealing with a limited number of relatively high force spirits.
Rough.
So the thing is that you had them outgunned. Like if in a straight up fight, you probably could have taken them, and you could probably see that by the fact that whenever someone shot at them, they usually dealt like 10 damage.
No, again, that's why
Yeah.
Fury would actually like, if possible, to burn Edge, and she will literally wait it out and kill every single one.
Right. So the issue with that is that you're only destroying their physical body, and then they're just zooping right off into another one.
How many bodies are there?
So there are 10 people from the facility. There are 4 mercenaries, and there are a number of polar explorers. So the Master Shadim was inhabiting the body of a 19th century Arctic explorer, and that was the guy wearing like the weird woolen thin stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, the rest were more modern. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. And as much as I would love to continue to talk with you about it, I think this is about time where I need to end the run, and you can await further instruction, I suppose, while I go talk to various people.
Sure thing.
So
for the
thank
run.
you so much for playing. I'm sorry that things turned out
Oh, don't apologize. That was
literally the worst case scenario for you guys.
Quite an awesome run. Even if
thank
we all
you.
died.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I will say goodbye and take care, everyone.
Take care.